go there.
Then we're
Go
live.
there.
Okay, you ready?
We're good.
Everybody good?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, it's afternoon. Good afternoon. I'd like to call this July 13, 2021 Sylvania Board of Education meeting to order. Lisa, can you call the roll?
Julie Hoffman,
Here.
Bruce Lanslutsky,
Here.
Greg Feller,
Here.
Kimberly Conklin,
Here.
Tammy Lavalette.
Here. Thank you. Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Greg, you were a little behind. Yeah, okay. All right. With that, I see we have guests today. Welcome. And we are with you, Dr. Motley.
Thank you, Ms. Hoffman. Good afternoon, everyone. I recommend item 2.1, which is the appointment of Kyle Lacey as principal of Stranahan Elementary. Just to let everyone know, Kyle has been at Arbor Hills Junior High as an assistant principal, I believe, since 2017. Is that correct?
Sounds about right.
Sounds about right, when he joined the Sylvania Schools family. He has previously served as a math and science teacher, and he also earned his degrees from the University of Findlay. And he has previously served as a building principal in Patrick Henry School District. So we welcome him as the leader of the new Bulldog Pack over at Stranahan Elementary, and I proudly make this recommendation.
I'll move approval.
I'll second.
Any comments or questions? Welcome and congratulations in just 2 seconds. Ms. Shanks?
Julie Hoffman,
Yes.
Kimberly Conklin,
Yes.
Bruce Lanslutsky,
Yes.
Greg Feller,
Yes.
Tammy Lavalette.
Yes. All right, welcome.
Kyle has his family here as well, joining in, and we so appreciate you making the way to share this special moment. It
Absolutely.
took all of 30 seconds, but it's a really big deal.
It's worth the trip.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Item 2.2, I recommend the appointment of Melissa Romero as our new Director of Elementary Teaching and Learning. Melissa comes to us, believe it or not, by way of an ESC, but even before that, she started her roots in New Jersey. So she's from the east side of the country. I will tell you, she started, I believe, at Montclair State University, then went on to New Jersey City University. She worked at the ESC of Lake Erie West from 2014 through the present. She's also served as an assistant professor at Lourdes University. She's also worked as a principal and, of course, a classroom teacher. Ironically, when we were going through the process of the interview, it was discovered that she just lives a couple of doors down from Mr. Zeroff, believe it or not, and they've been waving at each other for several years. But I think it's great that she is a Sylvania resident. I would also like to add that she had a son who I believe just recently graduated from Northview High School, and her daughter will be entering seventh grade at McCord. Thank you. So welcome to Melissa, and we recommend, if board approves, which I think they might, we recommend the board approval of our new director for elementary teaching and learning, Melissa Romero.
I'll move approval.
I'll second.
Any comments or questions? Welcome.
Thank
Glad
you.
to have you
Super
in.
excited.
A few seconds. Ms. Shanks?
Julie Hoffman,
Yes.
Tammy Lavalette,
Yes.
Greg Feller,
Yes.
Kimberly Conklin,
Yes.
Bruce Lanslutsky.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you. Next on the board agenda, I recommend for approval item 2.3, which is a memorandum of understanding with our district and Lourdes University. It is to carry out the initiative of the Teacher of Color program at Lourdes University, which is a recruitment program to diversify the education profession. This is a triangulation in partnership with our Sylvania Education Association, of course, our Board of Education, and Lourdes University.
I'll move approval.
I'll second.
Any comments or questions? Very excited. Thank you for getting us in this. I see we have lots of company in the area.
Yes, we do.
Seattle, Washington, Local.
Yes,
Southern.
Springfield, yes.
That's great. That's okay. Anybody else? Ms. Shanks?
Julie Hoffman,
Yes.
Bruce Lanslutsky,
Yes.
Tammy Lavalette,
Yes.
Greg Feller,
Yes.
Kimberly Conklin,
Yes. Thank you. Item 2.4, I recommend the approval of some administrative resignations, specifically Jeremy Bauer, who served as principal of Stranahan Elementary, and Karen Roby, who served as the elementary director of teaching and learning.
I'll move approval.
A second.
Any comments or questions? I'd like to thank them for their time. Jeremy is leaving some big shoes for you to fill, Kyle. Sorry to see them go, but probably should have done this before we hired them.
Yeah, probably. We had two principals at the same time for a minute.
Just for like 2 minutes. Okay, anybody else? Ms. Shanks?
Bruce Slutsky,
Yes.
Kimberly Conklin,
Yes.
Tammy Lavalette,
Yes.
Greg Feller,
Yes.
Julie Hoffman.
Yes.
Thank you. I recommend item 2.5, transition workdays for the administrators loaded below. This is to ensure a smooth transition between roles as we have Jeremy Bauer leaving and Kyle working with him to make sure there's a smooth transition for our Bulldogs. Also with Melissa Romero, who will also have some time with Karen Roby as she departs. So just a few transition days.
I'll move approval.
I'll second.
Any comments or questions?
I have a question.
Yeah, me too. I'll let you go first.
So it looks like Jeremy Bauer approved him for 1 day of transition work. So I'm assuming, obviously, he's willing to help us with the transition. Is 1 day enough? I mean, it seems like the transition there is something that might need more than 1 day. If he's willing to work more than 1 day, is that a possibility?
Yeah,
Yes, absolutely.
I would echo that. I mean, why are we
Absolutely.
only approving him for
We were
1
looking
day?
at hours. He also has transition days between now and then with Ottawa Hills. So I'm not sure what his availability is, but we're hoping with the 8 hours that he has with Kyle, and that it's not just 1 day as a whole, but if we need to add days, we certainly will.
Well, we're not gonna meet again for a while. I mean, did
We
anybody?
meet Monday as a
Oh,
board.
okay,
Don't we
I
have a
mean-
board meeting on Monday?
yeah, so we're gonna find we need more time
I can
between
ask
now
him,
and then.
certainly.
I mean, has anybody talked to Jeremy? Have you talked to
I had
him?
a conversation with him, and
Is this all he's available for?
I think we discussed one, possibly two, but he also, I know he's made it clear with Kyle, you know, and this won't go on extended time for him, but he's willing to help out as much time as needed. If Kyle calls him in October of next year and needs to know where a file or something like that is, he's willing to go above and beyond that transition process for the entire year, actually, so. But as far as the next week or so, we talked about a day, and then if it needs to be more than that 8 hours, we could get reevaluated.
I mean, wouldn't it be safer
Well,
for us to just approve more than 1 day in case, I mean, I feel like 1 day isn't sufficient for this kind of a transition.
We can start.
I agree. I would rather approve him for more than 1 day. If he doesn't use it, he doesn't use it, but at least we
Right.
got it approved.
Can we amend that, Lisa, as amend the motion for Jeremy up to 2 days, 3 days?
I'd go 3 if it was me.
I'd go 3 also.
So we can amend that particular item.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we need a new
Do
motion.
we need it? I think so.
Yep, we're gonna do a 2.5
Well, we have
will
a
be
motion.
to amend the motion, and
You
then
can rescind the
2.6
motion.
will be, the new transition work.
Okay.
So I'll rescind the motion that I
Rescind your
initially made
motion.
for 2.5 and move for the amendment to 2.5 to allow up to 3 days of transition work for Jeremy Bauer.
I'll
Is that
second.
correct?
Perfect.
Okay, anybody else have any comments or questions? Ms. Shanks?
Tammy Lavalette,
Yes.
Bruce Slutsky,
Yes.
Kimberly Conklin,
Yes.
Greg Feller,
Yes.
Julie Hoffman.
Yes.
And the 2.6 will be the motion to approve Jeremy Bauer and 3 days, we're not amending anything else then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Okay, I'll move approval on 2.6.
I'll second.
Any comments or questions? Ms. Shanks?
Julie Hoffman,
Yes.
Kimberly Conklin,
Yes.
Greg Feller,
Yes.
Bruce Slutsky,
Yes.
Tammy Lavalette.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And with that, I'll move, we go into executive session for the purpose of employment, evaluation. somebody gonna second that?
Oh, I'll second.
Okay, yes, I do. Any comments or questions? Ms. Shanks?
Julie Hoffman,
Yes.
Tammy Lavalette,
Yes.
Bruce Maslitsky,
Yes.
Greg Feller,
Yes.
Kimberly Conklin.
Yes.
Thank you, and we will not be taking